Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. I know we're a little past Taurus season, so don't come for me for that, but I want to get back into the zodiac themes like I mentioned in my Aries video. And I have a ton of stuff coming up and a lot of stuff recorded and some nail hauls because you guys know I participated in Prime Day and different things like that. So I have some cool stuff to show you guys. A lot of it was just mostly refills, to be honest, that I needed to purchase, but I got a couple of other extra things. And they were really nice. Everything showed up just fine. So yeah, I am starting these nails off by using this nude. So this vintage nude by the brand Pink Gelac is one of my favorite nudes like ever to use. And it goes well with many skin tones, and it just is so gorgeous. And you can get away with one layer, but I like to do two in this case, just because of the type of design that I wanted to do. And so I am showing you how it applies. It applies very nice. It's not too thick. It isn't too thin. And I also love the shape of the brush and how it's rounded on the edge. Like, that is really, really nice. I also wanted to mention in this video that even when you're applying gel polish to press-ons, you still want to be very careful around the cuticle area, just because sometimes it can go over that edge of the press-on and then it gets all underneath and things like that. So where the press-on should be flush with your client or customers or your own nail bed in your cuticle, it can kind of bump up a little bit if you get too much gel polish cured under there. So yeah, just a heads up on that. But I also go ahead and flip these over to let the gel polish, just turn out or come out even, so you don't have that bump at the top in the cuticle area or the bump at the free edge, because that does tend to happen. So I wanted everything to be as smooth as possible because I wanted to do some V-cut Frenchies. And I think I'm actually using my square tips from Phoenix Nail Co. They're actually really, really nice, and they're soft gel tips. And I got them in not a giveaway, their mystery box that I ordered a couple months ago. I did make a video and unboxing of that, and it was really their products are really, really nice. So I do recommend these, even though they do run a little bit smaller. They're still really comfortable to wear, and I just like the quality of them in general. But with that being said, now I'm going in and I'm making my V French, and I left this in real time because I want you to see exactly how long it kind of took me to determine where the line is. And again, I'm going in with my 20mm liner brush. I am like really loving these liner brushes that I got off of Amazon as well, and they're just a staple. Like, I need to create, like, in my description box, I just need to create links of commonly used products or things that I use in almost every single video. I've honestly been thinking about creating my own Amazon storefront because there are just things that I use over and over and over again, and I always have to just keep going back and finding the links, and I could just be leaving them linked down below, products that I use like all the time. So yeah, I consistently use these nail art brushes, and you can see I'm just starting with the line, and I did cure that first side, and then I'm going in with the other side. So for the rest of the nails that I did not cure each side separately. And I was really proud of myself with this one as well, because I only had to use my cleanup brush like once or twice. I actually did not need to clean up these V-cut Frenchies hardly at all. I've really been learning how to take my time. I'm usually like always in a rush for some reason to get things done, and I just don't want them to take forever. But for some reason, lately I've just really been slowing down, learning patience, taking my time. That's why I like gel polish, is because it cures, and then you know, after a minute or two, like, you're good to go. You don't have to wait for it to dry like regular, nail polish and things like that. So I'm really loving, like, I love gel polish so much. And I also like that Pink Gelac Nude is also like vegan and things like that. So I don't know if it's HEMA free, but I know like there's a lot of good qualities to it, which is why I like that brand as well. But now I am going in with two Beetles colors. So this first one is 488, And this is actually from their Evergreen collection. It's a collection of all these really gorgeous greens. And this is like a really, really pretty sparkly green that's in there because I wanted like the emerald green. So the power color for Taurus is green. And it was just kind of like a done deal. Like, even though that's their power color, emerald green is actually for the month of May, which is a majority of the Taurus zodiac sign is in the month of May. So that's what led me to use this green. So I did one layer of this green and another layer of the green that I just showed. That's like really, really pretty. And I was like, I want to outline my Frenchies in it. So that's exactly what I did after I decided I liked the combo of both of those greens. And so, yeah, this is how it's looking. And then this is how I did it. Again, I was just really patient and took my time. I didn't want it overlapping on the white, and the nude background kind of gave me that, it kind of gave me that background to where it wouldn't show through, or like it would make the sparkle look really, really bold because it had that darker background. And so it wouldn't look too thin. It would look more opaque. So I did the darker green, and then I go in with this really, really pretty light green, sparkly light green that I think is actually in their Mermaid collection. So I have a ton of Beetles minis. Like, I have a shelf for all of my gel polishes that I'll flash up here on the screen. And it has like my whole entire top shelf is nothing but Beetles minis. Like, I have 6 collections of those 20-piece sets from them. And so, yeah, I've also, I do have a swatch video as well of all of those Beetles colors on my channel in the past. It's insane. Like, I just have so many, so many Beetles because I really love them. But comparatively, that's what they look like. You can definitely see the lighter green and how it looks different, but it just is so gorgeous by itself. I just wanted it more emerald, so I used the darker green underneath. So just turned out really pretty and really well. It gave it like that little extra pop. So after I have all the Frenchies done, this is what everything's looking like after I have all of the Frenchies done. So now, you know, it's time for the bling. I saw these emerald charms that I had, and I was like, I have to use these. Like, they're so pretty. So this was kind of another inspiration for the set that I'm doing. And of course, I'm going in with my Makartt Rhinestone glue. You guys, like, I really love brush on glue. It's literally one of my favorite things in the whole world. And for some reason, I apologize if my audio glitches or I'm cutting in and out. It's because I could see my video jumping, like the video itself. And usually when that happens, that means my video is running slower than my audio recording, and it skips my audio recording. So if I'm missing some pieces here and there, that's why. But I think we're back on track now. So with this liner, I do go around the charm all the way around the edge, and I smooth out the glue so that way when I put my top coat on, you can't tell the difference between like where the glue starts and stops. And also this helps secure the charm on a lot better. And then when you go around it with a top coat, that just secures it even more. So this is how I put on all of my charms, large, big, small, doesn't matter. And I also like when you put a larger blob of the rhinestone glue down, when you push your charm onto it, the rhinestone glue goes in between all of those little seams. Like, you can kind of see between each diamond on the top and the sides and the bottom that there's that little opening or that little gap. So when you have a bigger or a larger glob of your rhinestone glue, it nicely fits into all of those little crevices and places that you would have a hard time with otherwise. Like, you might go over your rhinestones or different things like that. So that's why I use quite a bit. And then I just didn't really know what I wanted to do with the rest of the nails. I do use my little ZODIAC like name and symbols again. Excuse me, like I did in my Aries video. I didn't use the symbols, but I did on the Taurus. I used both the name and the symbols that I have, and those gold ones. So you'll see that here in a minute. So originally, I was going to do the flowers. So remember, in my Aries video, I mentioned that I wanted to do 3D flowers from now on like all of my sets, because I feel like that's kind of something that I enjoy. It is something that I enjoy doing, not kind of, and it's very calming and relaxing to me. And I'm having a good time coming up with different design ideas for these 3D flowers. I just really, really love them. So I decided to include them from now on in every single set. And I think my next one for like Gemini is coming up next. I think I'm going to do yellow ones. I still haven't recorded that video because I'm trying to think of something cool to do for Gemini. But yeah, so since they're, you know, like the twins, I want them to be the same but opposite, if that makes sense. Trying to think of a design concept or an idea for that and how I would do it. But yeah, so I'm gonna try to kind of get away from the white flowers in my next set, but these just fit in so well with the theme that I had going for these V-cut Frenchies. So yeah, and then I did mess up. I accidentally put the flower on the wrong finger on the second hand because, yeah, you'll see here in a second. Like my index finger, I have a size 5, and my ring finger, I have a size 4. So it wouldn't have worked out. I couldn't just switch them out and be like, oh, okay, we'll put this one here and that one there, because they were completely different sizes that I did the flower on each hand. And so, not cool. I'm going to let you watch me do the flower again and let you enjoy some music, and then I'll be back for the next part. So you saw me brushing on base coat, and I cured that to get the flower to stick to the nail. And this is where I was talking about where I messed up. So I just used cuticle nippers and clipped off all of these little petals, and then I was like, I'll just do the flower over again, so etc, etc. I actually just ended up buffing this nail off where in this place where I put the flower, so that way it was even. So when I go to put top coat on, everything is nice and even on the nail where I messed up. And then instead of doing the flower all over again, I do go in and I actually was like, hey, let me put some of this rhinestone glue on the nail, and then I'm just going to use the pieces that I took off. So yeah, like I mentioned, I buffed off all of the excess off of the finger where I did it incorrectly, and then I was able to use even the middle rhinestone, like the emerald rhinestone I had in the middle of the nail. I was able to reuse that on putting the flower on. So I thought that was really cool. I was really glad that I didn't throw away any of the petals, or I was like, you know, hey, why not just reuse this so I don't have to do double the work, because I already had to take it off of the other nail that I did on the wrong size. And also now I don't have to worry about getting not matte top, I don't have to worry with the rhinestone glue. It cures with a non-tacky surface, and so it will look shiny in between those petals as well. So I didn't cure anything until I knew I had everything placed where I wanted it, and then I gave it a full 60-second cure. I had already used matte top coat. I always matte top coat the petals, And I kind of think that is what also made it easier for me to, in a way, get them off of the old nail without them breaking. It kind of made them stronger so I could remove them without having to redo any of these and waste or you know, waste not, want not. So I didn't have to waste any of my 3D carving gel because I use that carving gel a lot. I got it off of TEMU, and I'm definitely going back and I'm going to order different colors of that along with like 3 or 4 white carving gels because I love doing 3D flowers. So it's just one of the things that I've really perfected, and I just really enjoy it. It's very, like I mentioned before, it's very satisfying for me to do that. But again, here's my torchlight. It comes in handy once again, along with these tweezers to, what I'm trying to do is center this Taurus confetti on the nail where I want it, like in the middle. So I just cure it for about 3 to 5 seconds, no longer than that. And then I'm able to kind of press it down in the base coat a little more firm and cure it all the way without my tweezers like curing to the base coat and things like that. And then just, because that would be pointless because then you'd just be ripping it off again. Like it would easily come off. The Taurus words would easily come off, or the little confetti, if your tweezers got stuck to them. Oh, sorry about that. I had to get a drink of water, and now I'm back. I had to cough a little bit. Oh man. Anyway, I did the same thing with the Taurus and emblem. I put it on with my tweezers, cured it for about 3 to 5 seconds in that little torchlight, and then I bent the little horns down so that they would lay flush on the nail. And you guys will see what that looks like here pretty soon, because I am going to go in with a shiny top coat and top coat my nails. And this is what everything is looking like before top coat. Since I was able to get the words and the emblems as flat as possible, this is what it would look like if you were wearing the nails on the hand. So I always try to keep that in mind before I start designing, or that's actually what I should have done when I was doing the flowers, is line them up the way they would look on my hands, or in the same direction that they would be on my hands. So that way it just helps me with better planning. But I made a mistake. It happens. But we were able to fix it. And this is me top coating. You can see I'm just top coating right over those little confetti pieces, and it works just fine. And if you feel more comfortable, you can always do 2 layers of top coat just to make sure that it's really secure. And this is after I top coated everything and cured my top coat for 2 minutes. I always cure it for 2 minutes now. So that way it's nice and fully cured. And this is what everything is looking like after it's complete and ready to ship. So thank you all for being the best part of my channel. I really hope you enjoyed today's video, and I will see you in my next one.